You are listening to Radio Long Island City, recorded at our studios near Hellgate, 9 kilometers north of the Harbor Hill Moraine. And now, the Observatory. The Observatory, Friday the 3rd of January, 2025. It is 13 days after the winter solstice. It is 76 days before the spring equinox. By the French Republican calendar, it is the 14th day of Nivose, the day of grès, of sandstone. The sun rises today at 7:20 a.m. Solar noon takes place today at 11:59 a.m. The sun sets today at 4:41 p.m. Civil twilight ends at 5:12 p.m. and nautical twilight ends at 5:46 p.m. The length of daytime today is 50 seconds longer than yesterday. The moon is in its waxing crescent phase and is 16% full at midday. The first quarter will arrive on Monday, the 6th of January. These are the predicted tides today for Horns Hook. In the middle of the night, high tide, 12:26 a.m., 1 meter 31. In the early morning, low tide, 6:18 a.m., minus 6 centimeters. In the afternoon, high tide, 12:40 p.m., 1 meter 52. In the evening, low tide, 6:52 p.m., minus 24 centimeters. In our shared realm of plants and animals, unlike most small local mammals, our bats went into hibernation with the arrival of cold weather in late October or November. They will re-emerge around April. Commemorations. On this day in 1496, Leonardo da Vinci unsuccessfully tested a flying machine. Piloted by his friend Tommaso Massini, its form was like that of a huge bird with a wingspan that exceeded 33 feet and a frame made of pine covered in raw silk. Massini leapt from the top of Monte Ceccheri near Florence, and though he glided handsomely for several meters, he was unable to keep the machine aloft. It crashed to the ground, and Massini broke his leg. On this day in 1853, Solomon Northrup was freed after enduring 7 years illegally enslaved. He authored the memoir, 12 Years a Slave. On this day in 1868, the Meiji Restoration took place in Japan, ending the Tokugawa shogunate and returning political power to Japan's emperor. On this day in 1870, construction began on the Brooklyn Bridge. On this day in 1871, Henry Bradley of Binghamton, New York, patented oleomargarine. On this day in 1888, Marvin Stone of Washington, D.C., patented the first paper drinking straw. His design used paraffin-coated manila paper. On this day in 1832, the Honduran government declared martial law to protect the interests of the United Fruit Company, whose fired workers had threatened to revolt. On this day in 1938, the charity, the March of Dimes, was established to fight polio. Let us be grateful for the medical advances that have banished that grave disease. On this day in 1892, J.R.R. Tolkien was born. On this day in 1905, Anna May Wong, the pioneering American film actress, was born. And that is the Observatory, Friday the 3rd of January, 2025.